The president's new threats to escalate his trade war with European nations led to a major slide on Wall Street. The Dow and S&P 500 looking to bounce back after their worst day in 3 months. Let's bring in NBC senior business correspondent Christine Romans. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So let's dig in here. What are the main concerns driving this market drop?
Well, you had the U.S. and the EU real close to finalizing a trade deal they hashed out last summer, and suddenly this is all in question about whether there'll be a trade deal between these two nations. And this is the biggest trading relationship in the world, these EU nations and the United States. So Wall Street selling off sharply yesterday, very big losses, $1.2 trillion wiped off the S&P 500 in just one day. And they're calling this the Sell America trade, which is a little worrisome. Usually when there's trouble in the world, people rush into the safety of the U.S. dollar or U.S. bonds. No, they sold the dollar. Ugh. They sold bonds. They sold U.S. stocks. They even sold crypto in the U.S. Anything that was considered sort of a Buy America trade was negative yesterday. And in fact, that bond sell-off is fascinating because it jacks up interest rates a little bit, which means businesses and governments and consumers borrowing for mortgages or for their business or for their finances will pay a little bit more. So watching that to see if we can find some stability today.
All right, let's long term here. A lot of small businesses have already dealt with the impact of the president's tariff policy. What could this potentially lead to in terms of a trade war? If there were a trade war, what would that mean?
So the big worry is that suddenly you'd have the U.S. putting these tariffs that it's threatened onto European goods, which would cost more for American businesses and consumers. And then the retaliation from Europe would hurt U.S. exporters who are building things in the United States and sending to Europe. You heard that big bazooka threat. That would be just sort of like economic Armageddon between the two. That is a threat that the European Union still has here. And then we heard yesterday in Davos from the Amazon CEO, Andy Jassy, who said that for the first time, you're starting to see the president's current tariffs starting to creep into consumer prices, that for the past 9 or 10 months, companies have been absorbing those tariffs or they bought stuff before tariffs went into place. So there's a worry that we're just on the verge of seeing even more higher prices for consumers. And now this new unrest, I would say, between these two very important trading partners.
A lot to watch today.
Yeah.
All right, Christine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.